everyone and welcome to my channel. As you can see, I don't have a piece of makeup on really, or any makeup on at all, because today we're going to be showing you guys, or I'm going to be showing you guys my no makeup look. I'm in a sweatshirt. It's a pretty rainy and gross day. Of course, I'm sporting the cat ears, and pretty much we're going to do a simple makeup look that I would do for when I'm either going out and I just need something to slap on my face, like if I'm going to run some errands or if I'm going to school. So I'll do this makeup look a lot when I'm going to school, just for something nice, quick and easy that's natural that I can throw on. So it does include a base, some brows, mascara, a little bit of blush and bronzer to add some color, but it's not too over the top. Like as for eyeshadow, I really don't do much. So I know I've been posting a lot of makeup videos lately, but I kind of wanted to get back in the gist of it. So if you're looking for something that's going to be nice and simple, you could even use this in the summertime as a nice and simple look, for work, for school, any activity where you just don't want to put on a lot of makeup, or if you're someone that really doesn't like to wear a lot of makeup, this is perfect for you. But this is going to kind of be a talk through tutorial, so without further ado, let's get into the video. I do want to mention, if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button down below. We are almost at 100,000 subscribers, and yeah, let's get into the video. I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm talking about, so let's get rolling. So first things first, really, before anything, I always have to make sure I moisturize my lips, and today we're just going to use the Baby Lips Dr. Rescue. And my skin, as of right now, it's not like too bad. I just have a couple pimples right here, but that's nothing that concealer won't fix. So I'm just going to zoom you guys in a little bit, and we're going to start putting some makeup on my face. So first thing, I always like to make sure my face is nice and cleansed. So I just got through cleansing my face. This is normally what I do first thing in the morning. Then I also like to make sure I'm nice and moisturized, and then I'll go in with my Mario Badescu toner spritz water type of thing. This is the new one. It's just a facial spray by them with cucumber, aloe, and green tea. Really like this one. I feel like this also helps kind of tone down my redness, so I do a couple sprays of that on my face. So pretty much just like that, and then I let it dry just a tad. I'll do like another one right here. Yeah, that was totally a cute face. But the rose water one is really good as well, but I really like the way this one smells, and I just like the way it sits and feels on my face. So whenever I really put a base on my face, or any type of like tinted moisturizer, foundation, any type of liquid or cream product, I always have to either use a moisturizer as a primer or some sort of tacky base that's going to act as a primer on my face. So the one that we're going to be using today is the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. This is by far my favorite primer just because I can wear this alone and it can still look awesome. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate that for you guys right now. So I do about 1.5 pumps, and I'm actually almost out of this, which is kind of sad because I've used it like every day. As you can see, it's kind of like a kind of tacky consistency, and I'll just put it in my T-zone. It has like a porcelain veil to it, which is really nice. It's very velvety. So as you can see, it's really helping so far with the redness and masking a little bit of the redness. But not only that, it helps with all these little nasty pores in here, which is really great, and I love this stuff. It's seriously incredible, and it just feels, I could rub my skin for days, and it just feels like a baby's butt. It's so soft. I seriously love this stuff. I struggle with really bad pores in my nose area, in my T-zone. I just always have for years, and this is finally a primer that I found that actually works. And like I said, I'm almost out of it. It comes with 0.95 fluid ounces. I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I've had this for about a month or two, and for me, like where I use primer pretty much every day, and I can even use this alone, that lasts a while. Okay, so the star of the show here is going to be my NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. This is what I use pretty much for all over my face, and this has SPF 30 sunscreen in it, so it's really great for the daytime, and again, especially those summer months where it's going to be hot. And I find with this, I have pretty oily skin, combo skin. When I use that primer and then this together, it really makes the makeup last all day long. I would say up to 8 hours, like an 8-hour day. If you want to wear this to school or work, it's really going to help you with minimal touch-ups throughout the day. So with this, I just like to apply it with my IT Cosmetics Airbrush Smoothing Foundation Brush in the shade in the number 102. It just looks like this. I like to apply it with the brush because I find when I use a beauty blender, it soaks up some of the product. So I do about, this is just like a little squeezy tube. I do about 2 squeezes and then 2 to 3 squeezes. That was more like 2.5. So I use about that much mostly for all of my face, and then I add a little bit as needed. So we're just going to start with that amount. And then of course we can build it up as needed. So I just put a couple of dots all over my face. I'm in the shade Light Zero, which is like the lightest shade I'm pretty sure that they have. They have a pretty okay shade selection for tinted moisturizers. It's not a foundation, so it's not going to be like a crazy great shade selection, but it's pretty good for what I use it for, and I feel like it gives the coverage of a foundation almost, but it feels like a tinted moisturizer, if that makes any sense at all. I just really like how this feels on my skin, so I just dot it all around like so, and then I'm just going to take my foundation brush and we're going to blend it into the skin. The finish of this I really am a fan of too. It's a very nice luminous dewy finish. It's like second skin almost. It looks like your skin in a way because it's so natural and it gives such a dewy finish. Now the price tag on this is a bit hefty. It's $45. I know you're like, holy cow, Brianna, like I'll never pay that much for a tinted moisturizer. I'm going to try to find a dupe. I've been searching for a dupe for this, but so far I just haven't found one that has like the same amount of coverage. I know the Smashbox one is similar, but for like the longevity part of it, I've yet to find one that has like the same amount of coverage as this one and that looks the same and just like lasts the same. So if you guys know of one, if you've tried this one before and you know of one that's similar and a lot cheaper, let me know, because I am almost out of this as well, and I don't have the money to spend $45, you know. If you have pretty clear skin, if you have a lot of acne, I wouldn't really recommend this, but again, this is a no makeup look, so you are kind of supposed to like show your natural side of things. But this covers up my eczema pretty well. I've struggled with eczema for years, and this tinted moisturizer actually covers it up and doesn't leave it looking cakey at all, which is really great. But if you have a lot of acne or bumps, this probably wouldn't be the best bet for you. I would suggest maybe if you do want to wear makeup, you could always use concealer in this underneath if you want a bit more coverage. So as far as concealer goes, I just like to use my NARS Pure Radiant Creamy Concealer, and then I just blend this in with my fingertips. As you guys can see, this is kind of the coverage that we're looking at with this tinted moisturizer. Really nice, really soft, a pretty all-around good coverage for a tinted moisturizer. So I'm just taking this concealer. I'm going to use I like to do 3 dots, not a whole lot, because this is a very full coverage concealer. I find that that's a common misconception with some people, is that they think they need to use a lot of this, but I'm really just going to focus it mainly on my pimple area here in my under eye, and just areas where I have some redness peeking through that I know the makeup is probably going to come off throughout the day. Around those areas, so like around my mouth per se, makeup tends to crease there and just come off, so I like to make sure I just apply it more thoroughly in those areas. And then in the areas of the face, I'll just blend it in with the same brush that I used for the tinted moisturizer. So like on my forehead and where my pimples are, I'm just gonna tap that in because I don't want to like move the product around, but I still want to blend it, and I find that the tapping method with the brush works a lot better than the blending method. As you can see, they're pretty much covered up as far as my pimples go, and then I'm just going to take my finger to blend in the rest. I like to use a patting motion, not a rubbing motion, because if you use a rubbing motion, that is again going to like blend the product away. So this is what it looks like after concealer, and we cannot forget powder, you guys. Powder is probably one of the most essential things when it comes to makeup. You always want to make sure that you have a good setting powder. No matter if you're just putting on concealer, you don't want it to crease. The one that I have been using recently that I like to use is just the Kat Von D Lock It Translucent Loose Setting Powder in a Real Techniques powder brush. I really like this one a lot. I like how it works. I like how it looks on my skin. I just use a tiny bit of that, and I like that it's a loose powder, although it can be a little messy if you travel a lot. So I just get this big fluffy brush and I set my whole entire face with this powder, as well as my under eye area. And I like this because it mattifies my face, but it doesn't take away the dewiness of the tinted moisturizer that we used. I'm just going to take a small Real Techniques setting brush, get a dab of the powder, a tap of it, and we're going to put that in our under eye area just to lightly set the concealer that we put in that area. Alright, so powder is officially done, and at this point I usually move on to blush. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of blush with just a powder brush, because I don't even know where my blush brush is. But I'm just going to use this Laura Geller blush. It looks like this is in the shade Tropic Hues. I really like this one. It's a great blush. It's good for just everyday wear. It's really natural. So I'm just taking a little bit of that right here and just applying it to the apples of my cheeks. Nothing too crazy. Alright, and then I'm just going to go in with some bronzer. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. It is one of my favorites, and just for the use of not dirtying another brush, I'm going to use that foundation brush because it kind of goes hand in hand and works as a contour brush as well. I'm going to lightly bronze up my face just to add a little bit of color. So once bronzer is done, I do then like to move on to eyes, and this is a part that I love doing for my no makeup look. So we're just going to use the same bronzer that we used on the cheeks. So using this bronzer and just a Sigma, which is this one, E40 tapered blending brush, we're just going to put a little bit of this bronzer in the crease. You guys have probably heard of this trick before. I really personally like doing this. I just put it in the crease and it gives a little bit of pop and definition to the eye, and it looks like there's something there, so it's not just bland. And it's going to look a lot better when we add mascara as well. Just lightly blending this in with any fluffy blending brush you own will suffice, and you can even use just a darker eyeshadow. You don't necessarily have to use your bronzer. But I find it's quick, easy, simple, and it's at hand at the moment, so that's why I like to use my bronzer. And I just really like this shade in my crease because it already complements my skin tone, and then it just blends in with the bronzer that I put on my cheekbones. So as you can kind of see the definition that it's giving, it's kind of making my eyes look a little hollowed in, and I find that it makes me look more awake as well. So next, of course, I cannot forget about highlighter. So for highlighter, I'm just going to use my MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter. I really like this. It's actually a mineralized skin finish. You can use this all over your face, but particularly I just like to take this little brush, once again, that I used to set my under eyes with, get a little bit of the product. This used to be my Holy Grail highlighter. It's what I used before I found Champagne Pop like a year ago or two, and I will always go back to this one just because I love how it looks, and this kind of brings back that dewy glow to the face. And Cupid's bow, can't forget, and then just kind of just blending it in random spots all over the face. And then I just want to get my powder brush and just blend that out a little bit more. So a trick that I like to do just to give a little bit of pop to the eyes, I like to take this on my ring finger, which is the MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter, and then I put this in the inner corner of my eyes and use this as a little inner corner shade just to make my eyes pop a little bit more. So the almost final step that we have to do is the brows, and I'm going to kind of explain to you guys how I do this, but preferably I'm just going to do my brows off camera just because it's really hard to do my brows on camera. So to complete my brow look, I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Ebony. I switched between the shade Dark Brown and the shade Ebony just depending. Like when my hair is freshly dyed like it is, because I just got my hair dyed a few weeks ago, I use Ebony, but like a month from now I'll probably switch back to Dark Brown as my roots starts to show through. So I usually just use this, and I line the tail of my brow first, the inner half of my brow. I usually like to do my pencil and start here and then work my way outwards, and then I just blend in with the spoolie. So I'll be back. Let me do my brows and I'll see you guys in a few. Okay guys, so this is the finished brow look. As you can see, they do look a little darker, hence them being filled in. I do want to mention that I feel if you're not going to do a lot of makeup, please make sure to at least do your brows, whether that's filling them in, using a brow gel, using a clear brow gel. Do some sort of grooming to your brows, even if it's literally just combing through them, because I feel like brows really define your face shape and they bring out your facial features. So once I started doing my brows, and I used to not do them before, I saw such a difference in just my makeup, let alone in my face, and it just made it look so much better. So that's definitely a good tip if you want to try to achieve the no makeup look with literally no makeup, and you can even just do your brows and throw on some mascara. Step to this makeup look is mascara, and I'll be using my Benefit Roller Lash. A key point in why I love this product is because you don't have to curl your lashes. I know some people are literally terrified of curling their lashes. I used to be one of those people, but really I've just gotten like annoyed with it, and I haven't really had time to curl my lashes, or I'll forget to curl my lashes. So I really like this, and it curls your lashes pretty much for you, because it is a roller lash. It's supposed to kind of lift your lashes up. So I'm just putting a couple coats of this on, and then that's going to be the mascara. Alrighty, and mascara is done, and I do want to mention I do tend to find a lot of the times that mascara gets a little bit on my lid, but a trick to that is I take my spoolie and I just kind of, not scratch, but little scrape like the area where the mascara is, and then that just helps it disappear. And if I can't get it fully off, I'll just go into the Q-tip, but I just use like the hard pointy end of my spoolie. And then I also just kind of like to comb through the edge of my eyelashes with it. I know that sounds really weird, but just to get any flakes off. Alright my friends, so this is pretty much the completed no makeup look for you guys. If you want to add a lip color, feel free. I'm just going to go ahead and reapply this lip balm that I applied earlier, which was the Baby Lips Dr. Rescue. And yeah, if you want to apply a lip gloss just to give a little bit more pop, but this is my take personally on what I do for a no makeup type of makeup look. So yeah, if you guys like this video and want to see more tutorials like this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I do want to do like a little disclaimer. Like I said, this was my take on it. If you think this is too much, you can definitely take away some products by all means, but this was my own personal take on what I believe is true for like a lazy day no makeup look for me. So yes, I really love you guys so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!